No one saw it coming. Just past midnight, the entire Korean entertainment industry was thrown into chaos when a sudden notification appeared on the official press networks. Emergency press conference. Kang and Kim Yoo-jung to make an urgent announcement. Within minutes, the news spread like wildfire. Reporters rushed to the venue, fans stayed up glued to live streams, and social media exploded with one burning question. What happened between Kang and Kim Yoo-jung? The air outside the Seoul Media Center was tense. Dozens of cameras lined up, their flashes piercing through the cold night air. Kang arrived first, dressed in a simple black suit, his expression calm, but his eyes betraying a mix of nerves and resolve. Moments later, Kim Yoo-jung appeared, elegant yet serious, wearing a white blazer that reflected every flash of light. The two stars exchanged a glance that spoke volumes, but said nothing as they took their seats. For several long seconds, silence dominated the room. Then, with a faint tremor in his voice, Kang leaned into the microphone. "We know it's late," he began, his tone both steady and vulnerable. "But there were things that can't wait until morning. Tonight, we want to speak honestly, without filters, without speculation." The audience fell completely silent. Even the sound of camera shutters faded. Kim Yoo-jung lowered her eyes, took a deep breath, and added, "There have been so many rumors, some hurtful, some ridiculous. We've been quiet not because we wanted to hide, but because we needed time to understand what this truly means for both of us." Immediately, the whispers in the audience grew louder. What did she mean? Was this about a dating rumor, a scandal, a film project? Reporters exchanged glances, preparing for breaking headlines. In the past few months, the two had been at the center of endless speculation. Since starring together in My Demon, fans noticed undeniable chemistry, on screen and off. Dispatch had released photos of the pair leaving the same restaurant, wearing similar outfits, and even holding matching coffee cups. Both agencies had repeatedly denied the rumors, insisting they were just close friends. Yet the public wasn't convinced. As the press conference continued, Kang spoke again, his voice soft but clear. "There's been a lot of misunderstanding. We've both gone through tough times. Being misunderstood, being followed, and having our every gesture turned into gossip." He paused, glancing toward Kim Yoo-jung. "But tonight, we don't want anyone else to define our story for us." The words hung in the air, heavy and emotional. Yoo-jung's eyes glistened as she added, "There have been so many rumors, some hurtful, some ridiculous. We've been quiet, not because we wanted to hide, but because we needed time to understand what this truly means for both of us." Gasps filled the room. Reporters scrambled to jot down notes. Some whispered, "Are they confirming it?" Others stared at the pair in disbelief. Kang then gave a small, nervous smile, one that immediately softened the tension. "Yes, we are together." The flashlights exploded in a storm of light. The confirmation everyone had been waiting for was finally out. Kang and Kim Yoo-jung had just confirmed their relationship live at midnight before the entire world. But the surprises didn't end there. After the initial shock wave, Kim Yoo-jung gently reached into her pocket and pulled out a folded note. Her hand trembled slightly as she read it aloud. "This was written 2 years ago, on the last day of filming My Demon. I kept it all this time." Her voice cracked slightly. It said, "If someday you feel ready to face the world with me, I'll be waiting." The crowd froze. Kang's eyes filled with tears as he laughed softly, embarrassed yet proud. He said, "I didn't think she'd still have it," his voice barely above a whisper. For a few seconds, no one spoke. Then the entire hall erupted, reporters clapping, fans crying, and cameras flashing non-stop. It wasn't a scandalous revelation. It wasn't a career-ending confession. It was something far more powerful, a love story that had quietly endured under the weight of fame. "We didn't plan to announce it like this," Yoo-jung continued, her tone gentle but firm. "But we realized that hiding love only makes it harder to protect. So, yes, we're together and we're happy. We hope people can see us not as gossip, but as two people who finally found peace in each other." Kang nodded. "There's no perfect time to tell the truth, only the right feeling. And tonight, it felt right." The official statement released moments later confirmed it. Actors Kang and Kim Yoo-jung have been in a relationship for several months. They decided to share the news with fans directly to avoid misunderstandings and speculation. Industry insiders later revealed that even their management teams were unaware of the timing. One anonymous staff member told Dispatch, "They only told us hours before. It wasn't about publicity. They wanted to speak from the heart." As the press conference ended, Kang reached out his hand. Kim Yoo-jung smiled and took it. The two bowed together before stepping off the stage. Outside, hundreds of fans were waiting, some holding signs that read, "We support you both." Others were crying, waving light sticks in the dark. It was nearly 2 a.m. when the lights dimmed and the crowd began to disperse, but the impact of that night would linger much longer. It wasn't just about two celebrities confirming their love, it was about courage, timing, and truth. As one reporter summed it up in his late-night article, "In a world where fame often buries honesty, Kang and Kim Yoo-jung chose the hardest hour to tell the simplest truth, and that's what made it unforgettable." And just like that, what began as a mysterious midnight emergency became one of the most heartfelt love revelations in K-biz history, a moment that fans around the world will never forget. Outside the building, the cold wind carried the echo of screams and cheers from fans who had been waiting since evening. Some were in disbelief, others weeping openly as if they had just witnessed the ending of a real-life K-drama. The midnight air was filled with camera flashes and trembling voices calling their names. "This is not a scandal," one fan shouted through tears. "It's love, and we're proud of them." Even the usually cynical reporters found themselves smiling. For once, a press conference in the entertainment industry had not been about apology or denial, but on honesty. Hours after the event, news stations replayed the footage on loop. Every outlet dissected the smallest details, the way Kang's hand lingered over Kim Yoo-jung's, the tears in her voice, the letter from 2 years ago. Analysts called it a masterclass in emotional sincerity. Major headlines read, "Kang and Kim Yoo-jung, from co-stars to lovers, midnight confession captivates the nation." Online forums flooded with comments, many recalling the subtle chemistry between them since My Demon. How their gazes on screen now made perfect sense. Fans from Japan to Thailand translated their statements, sharing clips subtitled in dozens of languages within hours. Back in the quiet of their cars, away from the glare of flashlights, the two stars finally exhaled. For the first time in years, they could breathe freely. According to a close staff member, Kim Yoo-jung whispered, "It feels unreal, doesn't it?" And Kang gently replied, "It's real now." That simple exchange, captured faintly by a backstage mic, melted hearts across the internet. It showed not two celebrities managing a narrative, but two people trembling between relief and joy, daring to live truthfully despite the risks. By morning, their agencies released a joint statement confirming that both actors would continue their careers, but hoped to receive warm support as they embraced this new chapter of life. Advertisers and film producers rushed to express congratulations rather than concern. Instead of controversy, there was celebration. One entertainment columnist wrote, "It's been years since a confession like this felt so genuine. They reminded us that behind the glamour, stars are human, and love doesn't follow schedules. As dawn broke over Seoul, the streets slowly emptied, but the story remained everywhere, on television screens, cafe conversations, and glowing phone screens under blankets. In the world of K-biz, where secrets often end in scandals and silence, Kang and Yoo-jung had rewritten the script. Their midnight press conference would be remembered not as a shocking revelation, but as a rare, luminous moment of truth, a reminder that sometimes love speaks loudest when the world is asleep.